Welcome. Give everyone a chance to get the message and get on here for viewing. As always, feel free to ask your questions here. We will answer any health and fitness questions. All right. So while we're waiting for everyone to get their questions in on the chat, I wanted to start off with the subject referred to as negativity bias. What this means, it's a psychological um, phenomenon, factor, whatever you want to call it, where something from our prehistory, our subconscious mind is more prone to notice negative elements in our environment because those are the most likely things to cause us harm or danger. Um, Unfortunately, while that does keep us alive in the wild, in the risk domains, it also gives us the tendency to focus on the things that we're doing wrong, things that went wrong, um, things that are frustrating or aggravating us, and it ends up diminishing our ability to recognize and address the good things that are going on. So how negative bias plays into health and fitness often falls into um, we focus on the things that we didn't do right rather than what we actually did successfully accomplish in our week, our month, whatever time frame that we're trying to address to kind of see what our success was. We naturally default in saying, "Oh, well, I didn't get to the gym, Wednesday and Friday because of X, Y, or Z reason." But don't what you're not giving yourself credit for is that you got to the gym Monday and maybe you got to the gym Saturday. Uh, is you got to balance that focus. Don't just stay hinged on what you didn't do right or what you're not doing right. Give yourself credit for what you are being successful and achieving. Um, that's important because those are the things that lead people to getting frustrated, getting burnt out, and eventually giving up on any sort of habit change, um, exercise pursuit, nutrition pursuit. Focus on the things that are going well. And that's helpful because a lot of times, if we focus on what is going well, we can see a pattern of success now that then we can start identifying, well, this is what's working on these days of the week, so I can actually get to the gym, or that I can actually prepare a healthy dinner for myself or for the whole family. Um, what is it that's working on these days that I could implement and transfer to some of the other days that I'm struggling? Um, Whereas if we keep that negativity bias in, we end up only focusing on what went wrong, and we can't let in that positive of, okay, this went wrong, well, maybe if I did this change or that change, that would allow it to be more successful. It's an interesting phenomenon because, like I said at the beginning, negativity bias is a inherent human trait, because it's what kept us alive um, in primitive times when we were still kind of in the wild. Um, Anything could have happened to us at any minute. Our brain is focused to hone in on negative circumstances or danger circumstances with that negativity bias. Unfortunately, in modern times, when we're less under threat, we just tend to incline towards things that are just negative in general, usually in the form of negative self talk of, well, we're not doing this, we're not doing that, we messed up on this. Um, and it diminishes that ability to capture what we are being successful with, focus on what is positive in our life. That's one of the reasons why doing thankfulness journals, positive affirmations, things of that nature that are meant to help retarget our focus on what are we doing well or what are we thankful for rather than what are we complaining about the absence of, um, or complaining about the presence of if there's other negative things going on in our life. Um, it's harder to focus on the positives because of how that wiring works in our subconscious brain, but with consistent effort we can start recognizing what's going well, what went right, what we're successful with, things that we are thankful for, rather than only the plagues and burdens that are going on in our life. Sometimes that simple shift from the negative to the positive can have massive impact on furthering ourselves in different ways, whether it be with our fitness, with our nutrition, social interactions, work, family, focusing more on the positive aspects of what we're getting, what we're doing right, helps breed more positivity. Whatever we choose to focus on, we usually end up finding more of. So it's definitely an important thing to be mindful of in that regard. All right, let me check chats here, see if anyone's asked any questions. All right, not seeing anything there at the moment. So I hope that was helpful for everyone. As always, if you're watching this on the replay later on today or in the week, if you have other questions, thoughts, or anything on this or other, feel free to throw them in the comments. If you've got something more personal, you can always message us directly. That way, it's not aired out in public, and we can set up a time to just kind of discuss that for you in a more private setting. In the meantime, again, we're always here every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Arizona time. Wish you guys all the best and just be persistent in your pursuits of better health. Have a great day.